Hello and welcome to an update on my March budget. Where we left off last time, we hadn't completed the February budget yet, and so we weren't quite sure exactly how much we would be contributing to the HSA from 2024, which was something new that we had started doing in February. But now that the February budget is all closed out, we know exactly how much we contributed, and so I'm going to update our actual budget as well as give an update of our spending up to this week. So first of all, we're going to jump right over here to savings and update those contribution amounts. For the 2024 HSA, we actually only need to contribute $822 more in order to hit the max. So we are planning to do that this month instead of the original $2,000 we were going to do. So that gives us a little bit more money in our budget to work with, $1,228. And so the first thing I'm going to do is add another line item in our budget for savings, and that's going to be the 2025 HSA. We're going to hopefully contribute to that this year. And starting in March, I think we should be able to contribute about $1,200. Hopefully it will be more because hopefully we will get our tax refund. I don't think I'm making any updates to how much debt we're planning on paying off, but I'm going to update how much interest we're expecting to receive, change that from $17.83 to just $4.83 because I want to increase the amount that we're contributing to our health sinking fund to $25. And so by making all of those changes to our budget, we are back to zero in our zero-based budget. So now let's go through all of the spending that we've done so far this month. So first of all, my husband and I have each received a paycheck so far this month, and that's been about as much as we've budgeted for it to be. Moving on to our savings. With my paycheck, I've contributed once to the 403B, and we've had our Acorns automatic contribution come out. We have not yet contributed to our daughter's 529. Hopefully that will be upcoming in the next couple of weeks. We have not contributed to the 2025 Roth yet. I'm thinking that we should be able to. We should be able to bring our income down to the allowed amount again, really without making many changes to our contributions. So at first I was pretty worried about that, but I think that with the DCFSA and then contributing to this year's 2025 HSA, we should be able to bring our taxable income down, hopefully. And then for the 2024 HSA, we were able to just this week contribute the remaining amount that we needed to, so that I was able to file taxes. So we're looking to get a refund between the federal and state of about $3,200, but I'm not exactly sure when that's going to come in. Hopefully soon, but I'm not going to bank on it for our budget. That'll just be something extra that we can use towards the HSA contribution or towards the debt repayments. Now moving on to our fixed expenses. Taxes came out of my paycheck because I budget off of my gross budget. You see the taxes come out as well as the other deductions such as my 403B, and life insurance comes out as well. We paid our car insurance this month. Next month it's going up, and it's going up a lot. Utilities, we have not paid those yet. It's still looking to be $184, but next month it's also going up. It's almost doubling next month. It should be $260 going forward, which is fair because we've been underpaying for a really long time. We owe them over $800. because we are on the budget billing. So they've been charging us $184 for the past year for our electricity, no matter how much we used. And we used a lot more, especially when the rates have gone up, I think twice in the past year. So that also is why our utility bill has increased, not necessarily just because we've been using more. It's mostly because the rates have increased by quite a lot. Our internet, we paid that this month already so far, and that's $34.99. This is an increase from what it was last month, but it looks like it's going to be that much going forward. Daycare, we paid for daycare twice so far this month, and we're probably going to be paying for it 3 more times. We pay every Monday. And hopefully we'll get some money back because I've been trying to submit the DCFSA. I submitted it once and it got rejected. So now I'm submitting it again with my daycare provider's signature this time. And hopefully it'll go through. And then for Acorns, I paid our $1 subscription to that, but this was for February. Usually this comes out at the end of the month, but it didn't come out last month. So we paid for Acorns for last month, and we'll probably have to pay another $1 at the end of this month for Acorns. Now moving on to our debts. We paid our mortgage. That's now $2,630. And this is principal, interest, and escrow, which pays for property insurance and homeowners insurance. We just recently got the PMI removed, which used to be also included in our mortgage payment as part of escrow. That was about $50 a month. And so our mortgage payment went down by $45. I think it was 48 something. And then I round up a little bit just so that our mortgage payment is $2,630, which is a nice round number, kind of. And I don't really want to be paying too much extra towards our mortgage because we do have such a really low interest rate. And now for our truck, we've only paid that once also so far this month. We paid that on Mondays, typically the Mondays before we get paid. And we're looking at paying that 3 times this month. But so far we've only paid it once. My retirement account loan comes out with my paycheck, so I paid that once. And then the student loans just came out last week, and that was $382. So now let's move on to the sinking funds. We haven't funded any of those yet, except the DCFSA, which comes out of my paycheck automatically. That's the dependent care flexible spending account, which the money comes out pre-tax, and then I can use it to get reimbursed for childcare expenses, which I'm currently in the process of doing. Hopefully I'll get $900 back this month for daycare expenses. But let's go into the interesting part, which is our spending. And we actually haven't spent very much at all this month. You can see we went to the grocery store the first weekend, kind of. Yeah, I think I went on like a Friday. And didn't really get anything. I just went to the grocery outlet. I was looking for something specific and couldn't find anything. And then my husband went to the grocery store just this past weekend, and that's where we spent the bulk of our money. In total, we spent $89.84 at the grocery store in these past 2 weeks. And then we spent $92.78 in health, and this was from a doctor's bill in December from my daughter. And we got the bill, and we were supposed to pay it, and then we lost it, and so they sent us another one, and then we finally paid it. So that was $92.78 on top of the like $300 some that we had to spend on her for the rest of her doctor's appointments back in December. But that is everything for my March update so far. Not very eventful month yet. Maybe once the taxes get filed and come in, then we're going to have a little bit of decisions to be made about how we're going to spend that refund. But let me know in the comments how your March is going so far. I'd love to hear how things are going with you. And if you have any questions, you can leave those as well. And if you're interested in seeing more of my family's debt-free journey, then please hit subscribe because I would love to have you follow along. Thank you for being here.